Right, I've done that movement, so Parker's horse are now facing north, almost opposite Ayrton's horse. Newcastle's support have swung them round a few degrees and they're now facing Oglesby Spot. The light battery and the Windsor medium battery pointing at Oglesby Spot as well. Those two have been manhandled so they can't move. Roden's Foot are face to face, toe to toe with the London Train Band. General Brown maintained his position and his heavy horse are formed up in column facing south. Downing Light Battery won't be able to engage Rupert's horse. I think I called him Rupert's Foot last time, and I meant it should be me Rupert's horse. Obviously, it's confusing, but this is Rupert's Foot, and the nickname was the Blue Coats. That's why I called them that, so we didn't get them confused. And I still managed it, but yeah, they can't fire on Rupert's horse because all these guys would be all intermingled fighting, same as Joseph's Foot. Even though they're in Hedgehog, they could have thrown one die at the enemy, but they can't because they would end up the chances of shooting, killing their own men. And Orkish Dragoons there. Everything else is just the same as it was, so we can start by doing some of the firing now. I think, yeah. So I'll stick with Parliaments because it was their initiative. So we'll start with Orkey firing at Fulson's Dragoons. Now they're reduced to 8 figures from 12. After losing 3 figures, that was 25% casualties. That's why the red button's there, as I said. They passed their morale test and so stay to fight. But now they'll only get 2 die because they've only got 8 figures, so they'll only have 2. Hang on, let me see. There was 12 to start with. They're down to 8. Yeah, they're gonna have. They'll get 2 dice to fire against. Fulston's Dragoons are at long range, so the 2 dice, there'll be a -3 on each dice, and the casualties, what the score will be halved. So we'll do that. So 2 dice, the score a 5 and a 4. The 5 becomes a 2, the 4 becomes a 1, which is 3. Well, we can't do that. So round that down to 2 and half it is 1. So Fulston's Dragoons will suffer 1 casualty. And just to remind me that units are fired, I'm going to put a blue button there, just so that I know that, because with all these units on the table I'm going to forget who's done what. Right, now Joseph's Foot are 11 inches away from the blue coats. They can fire 1 die, so it's maximum range. It's -3 on the dice, and of course it's half casualties because they're in cover, the blue coats. Well, it's a 1 anyway, so irrelevant. So they fired nothing. Next in line, Downing's Light Battery. Now the light battery is 11 inches, which on medium, 11 inches puts them in medium range. So 6 and a 5 will count as a hit, but with it being, and it's medium range, so it's loaded with grape. We'll see how we get on, see if they hit first before we start worrying about anything else. A 6, so they do hit. So we'll have a look. Let's see what the casualties are. 1. Well, for cover, so basically it's a miss because they're in cover, so that's a zilch. So that they've fired nothing. So I'll put button there to show they're fired. The London trained band, they're at close range, so, and they're full strength, so they will get all 4 die for their strength, and it's only going to be one removed, only one removed, because it's short range. Right, well, the 1's no good. So the 6 becomes a 5, the 4 becomes a 3, and the 3 becomes a 2. So we've got 10, and because they're in cover, it's half casualties, so that's 5. So, Rodden's foot will suffer 5 casualties. And I'll grab another blue button. So let me remind me that they have fired. They can't fire. Now Oglesby's foot are just over 6 inches away, so that means they're in medium range, so I only need to take 2 off their die, so they're a full unit. These aren't in cover this time, so it'll be the full score. Right, we only need to take 2 off there. Well, that 2 doesn't count. That 4 becomes a 2. The 6 becomes a 4, when I can find it. Yeah. And the 5 becomes a 3. So that is 9 casualties. So if I put 6 and 3... 6 and a 3, Newcastle Sport suffered 9 casualties. Now Ayrton's horse aren't going to be doing anything. I shall leave the melee with the horses till the end. So now everyone who can fire has fired. I must remember to give Oglesby's foot blue marker to show that they've fired. Right, now we can do return fire for the Royalists, and we'll start at this end again like we did with the others. It's a full unit of 12 they are at the moment. That casualty won't be removed yet, so they'll get 3 dice against Oakers Dragoons. It's at long range, so we'll take it, be -3 on each die. Well, that one doesn't score, but the 2 6s become 3s, so it's 6 casualties because they're out in the open. So, I'll take that with me as well. 6 casualties. We're going to have to have that there because obviously they're well past 50%. In fact, they're going to be down to just a couple of figures. So I'll put that there. And talking of reaching 25%, Newcastle Sport with 9 casualties have also reached 25%, so they can have a red marker because an infantry, a foot regiment consists of 28, so obviously 7. Once you reach casualties, 7 casualties, that's 25%. Well, they've suffered 9, so they've passed 25%. So right, that's sorted. Next unit is the Bluecoats. Now they can fire on Joseph's foot, but part of the unit is blocked by that melee going on. So instead of them getting all 4 dice, which they would normally get, I'm going to say that this end block is blocked from firing. So I'm going to give them 3 die. Again, it's maximum range, so it'll be 3 off each dice. 3 off each dice. The 1's useless. The 6 becomes a 3, the 5 becomes a 2, so it's 5 casualties. So they will score 5 casualties. Forgetting the blue button. They will score 5 casualties on Joseph's foot, and I'll put that there to show that they're fired. We'll do the Sandringham like battery next. Now that is close range. They're loaded with grape. 6, 5 and 4 is a hit, and then whatever the casualties are, it's doubled because it's grape, assuming the hit. And it's supposed, so they do hit. So we'll throw again for the casualties, which is doubled, a 4, so it's 8. 8 casualties. So we'll put a 6, 2 and a 6 to show me that it's 8 casualties. 8 casualties there. And also, keep forgetting my blue buttons. Put my blue button there to show the Sandringham batteries fired. Now it's a 10 of Rodden's foot. Again, they are at short range, so there's only one off the dice throw, and of course it's a full unit, so we'll get 4 dice. Right, okay. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is 7, and 4 is 11. So that is 11 casualties. 11 casualties. They've already got 6, 7, 8, 19 casualties. 19 casualties. So I'm going to have to show that by. I'm not going to know what's the best way of doing this. I'll tell you what, I know the best way of doing it. 18, 19. They've got 19 casualties. That puts them well over 50%, so I'm going to put that there. 2 markers to show they're over 50%. So that's them fired. So, and Rodden's foot fired. So they get a blue marker to show they've fired. Right, now we move on to the medium cannon. Check, I think that is short range. It is, yeah, because it's only 5.5 inches. And the light cannon is 6.5. That puts both of them at, yep, short range. So 6, 5 and a 4 will count as a hit. We'll start with the Windsor, so 6, 5 and 4 is a hit. So what we're doing, well, it was all hits, so I should have only thrown one, so it is a hit. I'll re-throw one of them, and that'll be the casualties. 1, which is double for grape, so they've suffered 2 casualties so far. The Queensland battery, 6, 5 and 4 is a hit. A 5, so it's a hit. Throw for the casualties, it's 5, which is doubled to 10. So they've now suffered not 2, but 12 casualties. So we'll put that there. That takes them past the 25%. Blue button job again, because them 2 units have now fired. And we come to Newcastle's foot. Full unit at, what did we say they were? At 7 inches, so they're at medium range, so it's just 2 off the dice. So 4 dice, take 2 off each go. So the 2 is a nothing, the 3 is 1, 4 is 2, so that's 3, and 4 is 7, so that's 7 casualties. That's 7 casualties. They've already got 12. Here's another 6, and another 1. That takes them way over 50%. So there, and the blue button. So let me know that Newcastle's foot have now fired. So that is the end of that for firing. Now we've got the melee. Now it's 2 full units of horse. They get a +1 to the die roll for shock. So we've got each unit will throw 4 die. We'll add 1 to each dice for the shock. Then it's halved and halved again to give us a quarter scope of casualties. So we'll start with Parliament, who have initiative. See what they throw. Right, this will throw 6 and 5 is 11, 12, 13, plus 1 for each shock for each, so that's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, we can't half 17, so we'll round it down to 16. Half of 16 is 8, and half again is 4. So, Rupert's horse has suffered 4 casualties, and that is 25%. Now we'll see what Rupert's horse do. Exactly the same. 4 down. Right, so we've got 6, 5, 11, 16, 17, what did I say there? Yeah, 16, 19, plus 4 is 23. We can't write half 23, so it's 22. Half of 22 is 11. We rounded down last time, so we'll round up to 12. Half of 12 is 6. So, Sydenham's horse will lose 6 men. That is 50%, so I'm going to put 2 red markers down on there. And I think that completes the firing round, and that was pure carnage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove all the figures from where they need removing. Then we'll come back and we'll see if we can sort out these morale and fortitude checks. And not only that, I need a drink. I'm gagging here. So I'll be back in a minute.